Hi guys, welcome back to Stargirl. It's Emma. Today is Saturday, June 11th, 2022, and it's 71 degrees, but it's kind of cloudy and rainy today. Not such a nice day. But anyways, we are very lucky today to be joined by my good friend, Callie Hitchcock. She is one of my best friends, and also she is an Alison Roman scholar. So today we're going to talk about Alison Roman, and Callie is the perfect woman for the job.
Thank you so much. I feel like I was born to be here doing this podcast. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
You were born for this. Yeah. So Callie has just a wealth of knowledge about Alison Roman dating years back. And I don't know, would you say like extra personal investment?
Yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why she's a big figure in my cultural consciousness.
To start off, yesterday, Callie and I saw Top Gun.
Incredible. Perfect film. Except my only one note was that they made, what's her face again?
Jennifer Connelly. They
made her like milk chocolate brown hair with caramel highlights when she's a Raven Beauty. So that was my one note, that it was a big no. But yeah. I
mean, I saw what they were going for with her kind of like barrel curls and her chambray button ups and like just trying to give it more of like a
fall girl.
Yeah. Totally. It really hit you over the head with the like, but yeah, it was so good. We left the theater I was like so adrenaline rushy in my, like, I don't know, just felt so like tense in my body as if I had like just worked out or something. So
yeah, I did feel like almost anxious because I was like had just been through this like adrenaline roller coaster. Anyway, go see the film.
Yes, everyone should. Anything else that you want to note?
No, let's
before
get
we
into
start. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way back with Alison Roman to even before she had landed in New York City. You want to start?
Yeah. So yeah, she's from LA, San Fernando Valley girl. She's currently 36. Yeah. She got into cooking through a boyfriend that was into food, although there was a period when she was doing like a million podcasts and like articles where she was like, actually, I got into food because as a young high school teen, I would make food for myself after or whatever, which can probably all of it can be true or whatever. But I think she kind of was like, oh, it doesn't sound good to say that like a guy got me into something,
like
which I don't think
personal revisionist history.
It was a bit of a revisionist. But then in the New Yorker profile, she ended up saying it like on the record, it was that like the older boyfriend got her into food. So she's made peace with that.
I feel like it's the older boyfriend is usually what gets you into whatever.
Yeah, which is fine. It's fine. So then her boyfriend, who had connects with the Sona people, got her a job. I don't even, or like she like cooking? Knocked on the back door. Yeah. She has this whole story about how like she knocked on the back door. I think maybe it's not so like her boyfriend got her the job, but just like she knew of those people, and then she was like, hey, knock. Anyway, so they like made her like cut marshmallows for a while at Sona.
Oh, that's in the New Yorker profile,
yeah, that's a great detail. I've heard that one a few times. That's a good detail. And I think she was really depressed cutting the marshmallows, but she was like, I'm going to persevere. And like,
because she didn't go to college, right?
Yeah, she didn't go to college. She didn't go to culinary school. And then that was the whole conversation with the guy from Sona. I think she was like, hey, I'm thinking about going to culinary school or working at your restaurant. He's like, just work at my restaurant, don't waste your money at culinary school. Cut marshmallows for me. Which is a good scam. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously it worked out for her. Yeah, so then she went there to Quince in San Francisco, and then came to New York.
So she was just like climbing culinary ladder or something, but all behind the scenes, no like public facing persona or like media persona.
Yeah, I mean, she must have been pretty young.
Yeah.
Because she went, straight from 18 probably to the restaurant and then just, I think, hopped around restaurants for a long time.
Okay. Mostly in California.
Yeah, it looks like, so she moved to New York in 2009. Okay. Yeah. And then like worked at Momofuku Milk Bar, which was at the time like just an offshoot of the Momofuku restaurant.
In some ways it's like so perfect for her, I think. Like, they call them like milkmaids or something, and like, I mean, her vibe is outside of that squarely, but I can like see her, because she's just kind of like busty and like, I don't know, with those kind of like I don't know. It's a good
scarf.
fit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like a bandana
It's a
scarf.
good fit in a certain way. I mean, I don't know exactly what Milk Bar was up to in 2009, what it looked like.
Well, it's Christina Tosi.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was also like that was like a first female environment of cooking. I did a class there one time.
Oh yeah,
I did the cake making
I've seen those
class.
pictures, and you get like a bandana.
You get a bandana.
It's like,
to be just like AR. I might call her AR to be so annoying. Just,
You can call
just
her
throughout
AR.
the podcast. Okay, so yeah, then I think she also worked at this place called Pies and Thighs, which was like making like biscuits and stuff.
yeah, like that with the milkmaid vibe is really, that's like an intact image of her.
Yeah.
Like
She's like
fresh in New
flour
York,
and
like-
milk and butter. She's like in elbow deep. Yeah.
Exactly. The name actually, I have a funny story about that. A couple years ago, I was hanging out with a friend, and we were gonna like meet up with his other friend for dinner or something, and then he was like, darn, like he bailed on us, like he's not gonna come to dinner, like he's like, I think he's at a strip club or something. And then I was like, what strip club is he at? And he was like, oh, I don't know, he says he's at Pies and Thighs. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's a chicken place in Brooklyn.
He's like, what a
It's fine.
disgusting guy.
What a low life.
Oh my god.
Anyways, okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah,
Keep
no
going
worries.
on the timeline.
And then so then she joined the staff at Bon Appetit in 2011 doing recipe testing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she moved on to becoming like recipe developer, like senior editor kind of thing.
So she's like rising really quickly.
Yeah.
in the
So
ranks.
once she gets that gig, that was pretty much off to the races.
Yeah.
Once you're in the establishment, Bon Appetit.
Do you know much about, obviously like the BA test kitchen like had, I don't know, it, like that's like a life of its own. I don't know much about the like mini history of that. Like at this time, whatever we said, 2011, 2012, like was there like YouTube channel, like still have that kind of position, or like,
Yeah, I think it
was
wasn't.
it still the magazine, or was it just the like online omniscient thing, you know?
I think people at that point was still really underestimating, honestly, like the internet and like the fact that magazines were all moving towards the internet and like everything was about to exist online. I think people weren't totally clued into that yet. So I think people just like kind of weren't putting their back into it, and they were kind of like, they weren't like producing it in like a super like, these are characters, like, you know, now that what it is now is like all these people are like almost TV characters.
Yeah,
and like
definitely,
you know,
yeah,
what that was doing was interesting.
Well, it's so interesting. She's such a naturally performative character. Do you know what I mean? Like it would make sense if someone told me, oh, her career was like, she wanted to be like a media personality, like a food star, you know?
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah.
I mean, I think she talks about like she wants to be a writer, you know? So I think she definitely has that energy of like, I do want to perform. I do want to like, you know, I'm like voicey,
Right,
you know?
right.
Like I want to translate my persona into like some creative form.
Totally. Like she's like, yeah, I don't mean this in like a sad way, but like she wants an audience, or that's kind of like an audience is a built-in kind of part of like the way she's even comporting herself.
Yeah,
anyways.
I think that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Well, anyways, the reason that I even brought this up is just thinking back to, or thinking about her so young at BA, like starting as a recipe tester. It's like, oh wow, they had just like their built-in star talent.
Yeah, it's funny though, because if you see her early videos, she looks so uncomfortable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she like has a completely different look. She's like
What does she look
brunette.
like? Oh.
Like her style is like completely different clothes wise. She just looks like, yeah, I think she says that she'll even reference those kinds of videos and be like, yeah, I didn't like what they wanted me to be doing, and then I kind of just made it my own. And I think she just didn't know what her like persona was going to be on camera. And then, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Is she much more like, I don't, shy seeming, or
yeah, or
tentative? Yeah.
clearly just like is just like so uncomfortable, and it's like so like palpable that you're like, oh, okay, you know, like sorry, sorry, I'm watching you.
Oh my god. Yeah. Cute.
I'll leave. Yeah, it's kind of that's also part of the parasocial thing where you're like, I feel like I'm affecting you in real time, even though I'm not, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like wasn't aware of her until like 2018, maybe even like, or 2017. So I'm like, and she's older than us. So I think I just always like thought of her as like
fully formed.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, at the point that we were interacting with her, she definitely was.
Yeah. What else is like up with her?
Well, I think like what's interesting too is, do you want to talk about the Adam Rappaport stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's interesting that she was brought on to Bon Appetit right when Adam Rappaport was editor-in-chief, and he came from GQ.
Oh, right.
As like, so anyways, this was kind of like the fashionification of like food media. Charlotte Druckmann has a really good article about this in her book that she compiled. Anyway,
about just like how
basically like a lot of fashion editors, like started creating food magazines. Like Cherry Bomb people are all fashion editors, so that's why they had like tons of models on the cover for a while, and it was like question mark, like what? So he kind of like sexified Bon Appetit, and was like, it was the aesthetic like made such a distinct change. I wish I had like a bunch of like detailed like things to say, but like they had kind of like a messy, sexy aesthetic kind of thing where it's like, anyway, so he brought her on, I'm pretty sure. And then then she also had a boyfriend at the time that was a journalist at GQ / editor. And they did this like really dorky in her like
I read that one
article about throwing a party and like the do's and don'ts.
But it's just so of that era of just kind of like, not quite listically, but like it feels very BuzzFeed kind of like just these like quick sassy tips kind of. I don't know. It gives kind of the impression of like a very like small integrated kind of media scene to have these two people who are not like titans yet, but they're just kind of like, oh, just watch us toss it back and forth, and like, you know what I mean, like BFGF co-wrote article on do's and don'ts of a party in GQ. It's just funny. It's
like very power couple vibes where Alison Roman claims that like she knew it wasn't gonna last or something, because she's like, well, I was writing my first cookbook, I didn't put him in the book, like I didn't write about him or like I have him in the little vignettes of something, and she's like, I knew in my heart that he wouldn't be there. So
it's like did not feature.
I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, okay. And then she basically left Bon Appetit and then went to BuzzFeed in 2015.
Oh, right.
I think she was there for like a year or so, and then she left because they were obviously insane, or just like, you know, it's like pizza nachos, and she's like,
this is what we were talking about, just like when Spoon University, that area of food media, and all these just kind of like getting into like quick recipe videos, and just like, I don't know, you know, the type of video where it was like the camera was like from the top down, and then you're just seeing all these like quick cuts as they like add all the like brownie batter and the peanut butter and whatever, and it just gets into this like more chaotic like maximalist gross thing, and then it's like put it in the microwave, and then like that kind of vibe. Yeah,
like I think they were
like so crazy.
I mean, BuzzFeed is like, their model is like, click this. This is the most important thing, is that you just click this. Like we actually don't care what happens after. So like I think that the food was the same. Where
totally.
It's like, I'm gonna say the most insane thing you've ever heard, and then I guess we have to make it.
Yeah. But at this time when like what is this, like 2015 or something? Like I was in college, like all of this stuff actually, I have a very fond memory of when media was just being like this like silly and kind of like low stakes, right? Because it's so silly and goofy, but like really nuts and in your face, you know, like it was kind of fun. I remember like I wanted to like be a BuzzFeed quiz maker.
You should have. You should have done that. I would have absolutely done it.
I should have tried harder.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, okay, whatever. So, but she leaves. That's not the space for her.
Okay, yeah, it's weird. Not the space. She starts working on her seminal text, Dining In 2017, her first cookbook. Well, also, yeah, quick caveat is that she did create this book for the Short Stack series called Lemons, and it's just like all lemon recipes. It's like a little tiny like pamphlet, and I actually have it. She made it in like 2015.
Wait, did she self-publish it?
No, Short Stack is like, they do like all this series of cookbooks they did, or it's like they're like zines almost. Okay. They're like tiny little pamphlets, but they each one is themed on a different ingredient. So like one is like salt and one is like soy sauce or you know something like,
and all written like each one is written by one person.
Okay, and then each one, every recipe has like exactly this ingredient and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, that's a cute little concept.
It was great. No, I went through. I cooked a bunch of stuff from her.
Can you buy them as a set?
Yeah,
cute. It's
great. No, if you need a gift, it's definitely a good idea.
It's really sweet. And you have it.
I have it.
Yeah,
I have it. Like Alison Roman on her Instagram story was saying that like, oh, these are so rare and hard to find, and I saw it going on, you know, Amazon for like thousands of dollars or something. Which I was trying to fact check that and I couldn't. I thought I just went on the Short Stack website and it was like, buy this book for $15. So I mean,
it's like extremely rare last copy.
Yeah, extremely rare. And I was like, I'm just looking at it right now. Maybe they like quickly did a re-release or something. I don't even know. Okay. Anyway, that's a caveat. Okay, so she's making her cookbook, and then
but she was already sorry if you already said this, I like spaced out. She was at New York Times.
Yeah, so then she went to New York Times. I'm pretty sure she was at New York Times simultaneously as she's doing the
and
cookbook.
Doing a lot of video content.
Yes, and she is really rising. Like this is her apotheosis for sure. This is where she's like the Alison we know and love today. Yeah. She's blonde, she's has blue eyes, she's just like very like boppy friendly, like a bit sassy, but
kind of tough.
Yeah,
right. Like I feel like I was always kind of like, I would be like a little scared of her, like what kind of like not quite loose cannon energy, but like I think that she has this kind of like she's warm because she's like loud and kind of like messy in this way, or kind of like calculated messy, but then she's a little like guarded or something that always, I think I was like a little bit scared or something.
Yeah, that's very insightful. I think that's insightful that you got all that very quickly. Yeah, from just her persona. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe if you were just looking at her videos, you would say like, okay, she seems like very like cool girl at the party, having fun, like a little tough.
Yeah,
you know, kind of trying to. She's gonna rib you about something. Totally, and be like, hey, get your feet off the counter.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
Like, do you live in a barn? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, yeah. She has all these little kind of like funny names. Like she's almost kind of can act like kitchen sergeant-y. You know what I mean? Just like she's kind of like bossy pants.
Yeah, bossy pants for sure. She's like, we're gonna have a good time and it's gonna be done my way.
Yeah, totally.
But it's weird too because she also is like super disorganized. Weirdly. Yeah. Like so she's like very forceful, but also like doesn't have her shit together, which is actually a strange combination.
And I think that she kind of performs the not having her shit together.
Or I don't know. I think she kind of doesn't have her shit. I mean, I guess she has her shit together and she's like functioning. She's or like, I mean, obviously she's done so much. Maybe she's just flustered.
Yeah.
Or something.
But it's like, she's so kind of type A. Like she's not the type of mess where it's just like she's not a scrub. Do you think so?
No, that's true. I don't think she's a scrub.
Sorry, I'm like, is that?
No, she's definitely not a scrub.
Can you use that for a woman? I don't even know. But
I think maybe she's just someone who's like high functioning, but kind of is late everywhere. Like can get everything done eventually, but is like chronically late. Has like recently her Instagram story was like, there were 11 mustards in my fridge, and I'm just like, I can't imagine that's just like not something I would never do. So I'm just like, wow, that stresses me out.
But that seems like maybe something that like if you were a cook you would have. I don't know.
No, I don't. If I saw 11 mustards in my fridge, I would be like, you need to figure it out. I'd be like, you're losing touch with I'm just very, I don't know.
You're one mustard.
I'm a one mustard woman. That's
okay. I think we probably have like 5 mustards in our fridge.
Okay, that's fine. No, I think I don't like a lot of clutter. I think I would never have like a super cluttered, like I don't know.
You're like looking around my apartment like I would never live here.
No. No, that's not true.
No, okay, so maybe it's not like that it's a calculated messiness, but I think that like one of two things. Either she kind of like amps it up for just kind of like performative comedic value to be like, I am a mess, or then also to the point I was making about her seeming kind of guarded. Like I think that whether or not this is conscious, I think that her performativity around her messiness acts as a kind of like it gets in front of criticism. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
it can kind of like be a convenient force field, because it's like, yeah, she's like, I know I fucked up in XYZ ways or something. Like, I think she just kind of has like repel impenetrable energy.
yeah. I mean, I would also say, like, I think women are like sort of incentivized to perform a klutzy persona
Okay,
as
that's
like
true.
for laughs. Like, I think that's always like, for some reason, that's just like people love that narrative.
Well, because I think that people are really resistant to like or like allergic whatever to like taking yourself too seriously. Yeah, like that would have just felt too stuffy or something. Or
I think she like also, because I think her brand is like, I'm just like you.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I don't think like, I think she very much wants to be like, I am proletariat. I am one of the people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I have flaws and it's funny because I'm just doing this by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
But that's actually like a part of the whole brand of relatability.
Yeah, totally.
Where, you know, where it's like, I want you to think you're just like me so that you'll be a part of my like
world.
Yeah, you know, like you can make my recipes. I'm a mess and it doesn't matter. And
Totally.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess isn't the
Approachable.
tagline to, or the bio, whatever, the subhead? What do you call it? Like the book, it's like the title and then the subtitle.
Yeah. What is it?
It's just something about like doing something. It's like something unfussy something, right?
Oh, I think so.
I feel like.
Let me look.
Okay, that's not super important. But wait, you said something else that I wanted to. Just the relatability stuff. I mean, I guess like maybe still in a macro sense, we're still in a like kind of obsessed with relatability. But I feel like this is kind of what I was saying about like in the Gia episode last week of like this period of time of like 2017 to 2019. There was like extra obsession with relatable characters, or just like, yeah, just like casual, messy, like just like us kind of vibe with. Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, like I think
don't
she
know.
sets herself apart from people that are like gurus, like you know, like Gwyneth
Of
Paltrow,
course, yeah.
or like, you know, like she's kind of doing a posture that's like, I am relatable but also aspirational, but that's kind of the undercurrent. It's like the aspirational thing is also there, but she's not, in her mind, she's like, I'm not foregrounding that.
Totally. Yeah. Like, yeah, very kind of like performatively anti-elitist kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it must be so insane to be like, everything I do is now selling my world to you.
Yeah, and I just have to be like the most likable, least like aspirational and non-threatening at once kind of. I don't know.
That must be hard. I wouldn't, yeah. I almost wouldn't want that attention, to be honest. But
okay, anyways. Okay, well, we already sort of just like bled into it, but this whole point I'm interested in about like,
oh, great.
Yeah, what her like beyond just like general relatability, what is the like character and aesthetic world that she's like disrupting food media with, and then two, like just like selling more generally.
Yeah, okay, let's launch into that. So yeah, my opinion is that I think she basically broke the new ground for like the new domestic goddess, like the millennial.
Because like, who did we have before that? Like, I'm just thinking of like Giada. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know who that is.
She was like Food Network kind of gal,
okay.
and she's like I don't know, very kind of like prim and like clean, and I don't know. I mean, I think that a couple things were happening too. There was this like Alison, which we'll get into, is doing this whole aesthetics shift, but then also just like, okay, not to be like intersection of technology and culture, but like food media video content did not like exist in this way before. It was actually more siloed in like magazines and like network television or like YouTube channels, but that weren't like, it wasn't, like I said before, this like omniscient food, you know what I mean? We're not really like bringing food media into the realm of like just like larger lifestyle influencing or something, or just like lifestyle showcasing or whatever. So I think she was like it was like very good timing for her to like disrupt both like form and style out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, and I think like, you know, millennials
millennials grew up with like Title IX and like third wave feminism and like the Spice Girls and like Carrie with her shoes in the oven.
Right.
You know, and so I think, yeah, especially, the Carrie the food in the oven is kind of a good example of like where people are at mentally. Is this, it was kind of like, what is our relationship to food? I think, you know, like I think the relationship to food, like, especially in the 90s was like, okay, we're not going to cook because that's drudgery and that's like a way to imprison, you know, Betty Friedan, like feminine mystique, like this is just a way to imprison us and like turn us into like drudgy, like servants. So I think that was like the prevailing idea for a long time. And there wasn't a way to like do cooking or like be even interested in cooking that like fit into like fit into a feminist ideal, I guess.
Yeah. But that also like retained like sex appeal. Or just when you were saying like the idea of like chaining yourself to your kitchen and the drudgery of that. But then I think it was also kind of like sexier to have like kind of like a public, like kind of public life and kind of just like messy and you're just like grabbing something random or you're like not eating or whatever. But there wasn't like a united idea of like the labor of food being something that is like also like sexy and feminine in like an updated way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it kind of just felt like
she's definitely not doing that.
Yeah.
I think, or she's definitely not feminized, or I would think, let's just say this is what she's selling, right? Is she's selling like, hey, you can be a woman and you can make food for yourself and for your friends at like for a big party or like just like a good gal pal. And, you know, kind of the energy of like, you know, I'm not going to make your drinks for you because I'm not your servant. Or, you know, like she has very clear boundaries of like, I'm making the food for this party, but like I'm partying with you.
Right.
Like we are partying together. This is just like because I want to like eat a lot of good food with my friends and I'm not like in the kitchen bringing food out and then going back to the kitchen. You know, it's like I'm making it all here. We're hanging out. It's, yeah, like there's this very big distinction of like, you can make food for your friends and hang out and food for yourself. And actually making food for yourself can be very like empowering and like.
And fun.
Yeah.
Right? I feel
it
like
can
a
be
big
fun.
part of it. There's a lot of like playfulness to the way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like I think just like the social aspect of it is kind of what she was foregrounding and not like the familial. And that was kind of like the bigger difference.
The
you know?
anti-familial was something that I was thinking of. Like, I think she really kind of plays into this idea of kind of like found family stuff, you know, like all of her Thanksgiving parties that are just like for your friends. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that there was like an appetite for this like at this time and still to a certain degree now, but definitely like pre-pandemic of just like, oh, like these are all these like-minded people finding each other in Brooklyn. There's this very like mixed down, easily recognizable aesthetic world. And we're all just like doing Thanksgiving at Alison's or something, you know?
Yeah. Like I think it's like food is actually linked to pleasure and like we want to experience pleasure and we can do it all together. And it's not like, yeah, I think she was basically trying to do like cooking without gender roles, but like also women are like usually like social hubs for like their groups of friends.
Social hubs. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So men are not the social hubs.
Men are not the social hub. Sorry, guys.
Like def not.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's kind of like, okay, like you're like her brand is like you're women living in New York. You have a lot of friends and you have a small apartment and you want everyone to come over and have a good time.
Or I also think that there's kind of like a not quite anti-ceremonial, but she's like updating the ceremonies to like reflect like social life in Brooklyn in 2017 or whatever.
True.
You know, she's being like, oh, this is, you know, there's still like there's still degrees of elegance and like like pageantry. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, but they're like reflecting the kind of like norms and of just like being a young person, you know?
Yeah, like I think she's also sort of like anti Martha Stewart or like anti anything that's like food and family, and also anti anything that's like But I mean, who's to say, right? I mean, her posture is like, you know, I'm not making everything perfect for you to like, so you think something of me. But then again, it's like she's still curating her space and curating her cups and plates and like, and maybe it's not like completely like, you know, Stepford housewife, but it still is like she's making aesthetic choices. So
for sure, no, it is curated, but just to give the impression of like imperfection and casualness and kind of like found things, you know, like to your point of just like everything's mismatched and like, you know, like the candles are like half burnt down to the stubs and whatever, and people kind of like arrive at any time. There's no like dinner is served. It's kind of just like lay it out. You can assemble it in XYZ ways. You can do whatever you want. You can put mustard or not, you know?
Like, I think it's just, I guess maybe what she thinks, or her mind is like, I'm anti this idea that like, I'm somebody's wife and I need to like impress the neighbors or some social group with like, I'm completely like, I have my whole visually, I look perfect and the house is perfect and everything is so she's kind of just being like, no, I'm young and cool and I want my friends to come over and we're gonna have a good time and I'm gonna make this good ass food and it didn't take long and life is good.
Totally.
You know?
Sure. Oh, okay. I want to come back to the like I'm not somebody's wife and just like her kind of like perennial singledom kind of vibe that she was portraying for a while. But before that, I think let's try to like nail down the like Brooklyn millennial world that she built.
Right.
So just like like what is she? Well, first of all, like, what does she always wear? Like, I think, so she has, like, her dyed blonde hair, and I feel like it's always pulled back. Is that right? Like, I feel like her hair's never...
Maybe for like, cooking, I can't... The image, I don't know.
I can't, like, I don't have an image of her with, like, her hair down for some reason. But anyway, so, like, when we were talking about her kind of, like, messiness, like, there's a lot of, like, clean and clear choices that she's always making, you know? Like, her hair is dyed. She always has her, like, coral nails.
It's like bright red. It's always bright red.
Wait, don't you have that OPI color?
Yeah, I do have. I think it's like, she said it in an interview once and I wrote it down and I like went to go find it. I also, this is actually a psycho thing. I went to the nail salon that she goes to. Oh my God.
And asked for her exact shade.
No, I just actually no, I did get her shade. But I get a lot of recs from her is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like I go to a lot of restaurants that like pop up on her Instagram story and stuff like that.
And her fave nail salon. I mean,
Alison, if you're listening to this, I swear I'm not too weird.
I'm actually always 8 paces behind her. Well, I mean, so much of her like videos though are like her sharing her life. It is very intimate. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking of all the videos where it's like you're following her to like her butcher and like seeing her interact with like her neighborhood. Yeah, so much of her food world, aesthetic world building is like very close and like inviting you to repeat exactly that. You know, like I think definitely. She's kind of like laying out a template for like aspirational but achievable Brooklyn millennial life. You know, she's like bopping around town getting all her little errands done for us, you know. So
yeah, I definitely agree.
Anyways, okay. Sorry, wow, got so off track. Okay, so she has the red nails.
Yeah, we wrote down a list of things.
Oh yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
Alison Roman mood board.
Alison Roman mood board plus like like millennial sensibilities.
Yeah.
Okay. So the colored expensive glassware, which I have some. So I was hoodwinked. No, I love them.
It is a very colorful, just in general. I think her whole world.
Bright tones.
Like amber, royal blue, like
jewel tones.
Orange. Yeah.
Fancy tin fish, dill.
Oh my God, dill.
Yeah, we said red lipstick, bright red nails, chunky medium gold hoops, which I have also from Anyway, artisanal marijuana products.
Is she a stoner?
She I think giving that took like, you know, she takes like specific CBD to sleep or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
She did like a marijuana magazine did like a big profile of her.
Oh yeah.
It's really funny.
I don't even know what marijuana magazine is.
It's like some like, you know how there's like sort of like these boutique magazines that are anyway
just like for a store has a magazine or something.
Yeah, it's silly.
Okay,
anyway,
I'll look into it.
The Argonauts, which was sitting on her desk when I interviewed her.
Oh my gosh.
That one time.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we forgot to say it, and we'll talk about more. But not only does Callie have a wealth of knowledge, but she actually did interview her and publish it. So
yes, in her apartment.
In her apartment, yeah.
It was
so you
very
got
nice of
really
her.
behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So velvet couches, lots of houseplants, geometric shapes on stuff like shirts, napkins, tablecloths.
Mm-hmm. No, I do. I feel like her, but I feel like she's always wearing like a white t-shirt with the like rolled slightly, you know, to the like perfect length of her arm, and then they always have just like some big graphic tees. Yeah, the like Beyonce ones or something, and then like tucked into like high-waisted denim.
Yeah, that's her fave.
That's her go-to. That's her fave.
Yeah. She used to wear this like shirt with like lemons on it.
Yes,
all the time.
yes.
Yeah, white shirt with lemons. On it. That was her fave.
Or then also I feel like she'll do kind of like button-ups, like kind of like sleeveless button-ups, and then like tie a knot at the waist.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe that doesn't
She's been getting very into Rachel. She's been into Rachel Comey for a while.
She was like really a Rachel Comey. Didn't you buy that dress?
That wasn't because of her.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I dabbled in the Rachel Comey world. Okay, yeah. So yeah, as you're saying, lots of denim with she actually did an ad for Madewell.
Okay, I think that's why that was in my
branded
brain.
content.
I was like, I actually no, Alison's style is interesting because I think, or I don't know,
she's not that stylish. It's kind of weird. She's like slightly like a little bit unstylish.
She yeah.
But I think it's because she came from a place that was like very unstylish, and then she quickly became like New York downtown girl. So I think there's still some traces of just sort of unstylish vibe. Like I think she was kind of like an awkward lady for a while.
No, I totally yeah. Like she definitely even. I mean, I only knew of her when she was just like popular, you know. So yeah. Like, okay, this is who I'm inheriting and whatever. But she just have the vibe of like newly coming into herself, kind of, you know. Like it's
I mean, I think she's like I think now she's definitely settled into a look, and she has a lot of money now too. Yeah. So I think she's kind of like she can do whatever she wants, and she's like, I will. Anyway,
I don't know. Wait, so when she was at the Times, was that when she started doing like all of the videos in her house, or was that just home movies? I think of recent.
I think she did. I think she did some of the New York Times cooking recipe stuff at the test kitchen there. Okay. But then she did a lot of them at her house,
at her actual house.
Yeah,
and just like tiny fridge, tiny oven, like all
that's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of like small living, but like big love. Like, you know.
Yeah, she's
like
just
stuff
she's
my
very
house
just
of
like
love.
Make it work. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you can. Yeah, you don't need to have the perfect tool. You don't need to have the like perfect, and you know, a million substitutions, a million ways you can like figure out what works for you, kind of, and don't let anything stop you from hosting a dinner party.
Yeah, or like she has this thing about how she's like, fill your bathtub with ice and put the wine bottles in there, and like it's sort of like a cooler, you know, stuff like that, where she's like DIY baby, like I don't know.
Let's see.
Should we talk about the social media aspect?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So then, I think what I was thinking about is that like a big part of, I think, her rise to fame was due to the fact that she was kind of like the first to really use social media as like a huge vehicle for her and her brand and her food. So she's basically, I mean, I don't have like a way to fact check this, but like she's basically the first person to like do the thing where when someone cooks one of her recipes, she would like, and then they would put it on their Instagram story and tag her. She would screenshot it and like repost she would repost on her Instagram story all the people that had made her food. And that seems like a simple thing, but like, I mean, that's, I think, what was a huge part of her appeal, because she was like selling you kind of like a community that was built in.
Totally.
And like, I was talking to my grandma in Texas today, who lives in the middle of nowhere. Like, she actually lives really near Corsicana, that show Cheer documentary. Anyway, and I was like, Alison Roman, I'm going to go talk about it. And she was like, oh, I think I know that name. You know what I mean? So I think she had just like this really like infectious appeal. And like part of that was, I think a big part of that was like her social media gaming method.
Totally.
One thing I was going to say about her like Instagram like branding method, one of the, like a reason also why I think she was talented at Instagram, the social medium, is that like she has a very good sense of aesthetics. Like her food is always also like has an eye towards like beauty.
Definitely. Yeah. But in the way that reflects like the larger kind of like haphazard, like placed haphazardness of things, you know?
Yeah. And she did talk about one time how like one time she has this recipe in one of her books that's like, it's just like mushroom pasta with like buckwheat groats and this like egg yolk, and the visual of it is like very like striking, just having this like bright yellow like yolk on it. And she basically was talking about how like, yeah, that was like pretty much just an aesthetic move, but like that is also what like made her recipes like sort of more viral and shareable.
Oh, definitely. Like she's like craft level talented enough that doesn't like that her like kind of like visual first nature doesn't end up like cheapening or like anyways,
totally.
Yeah, no, she's the real deal for sure. I mean, I think that's like one of the main things about Stargirl vibe. It's like, yeah, you are, everyone's really hoping that they're not the real deal, and it's like, no, they're the real deal. Yeah,
like I think just like having so many like attacking it from every single angle to try and be like, to be successful at like every single like part of this like career, I think was pretty impressive.
Yeah. You know? Well, and we were saying this, but just like the experience that she's selling, it's like extremely like intact and like well, like the boundaries of the world are very clear, you know? So I feel like it's like, it makes it really easy to inhabit because it's very like, it's very legible. Wait, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, to your thing about like infectious stuff and like kind of cross-generational like appeal or something. Like she, I mean, one element of that is just that like she was like an institutional figure, right? So, you know, like the people that are like consuming New York Times Cooking and Bon Appetit are like older people, you know, and then she was just like bringing youth to it. That's one thing. But also she is very charming. Like you can see why there's mass appeal because she isn't like threatening. She's not stuck up. She's not like, any parent who's just kind of like, oh, awesome, you know, like someone's like awesome friend Alison, you know.
Yeah, very easy breezy.
Yes.
Like,
okay, wait. Okay, no, key element of Alison Roman at her height was her making reference to her singleness and just like, or her singleness was very central to her persona.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's even what I became very attracted to that, especially because like she was kind of like a cipher for like, I had just moved, you know, within a year or so. And I was like, what does New York life look like for me here? And so she was, her first book, Dining In, was just like kind of about like cooking for yourself. And like she never ever mentions like like relationships, basically. Very, very sparingly. Or she'll be like, one, I got dumped, like, ha,
right,
ha,
exactly. I feel
like
there was like a sense of like pride that she had, or like I can understand why you were like attracted to her as, because it's like, oh, well, she's like successful, beautiful, tons of friends, like whatever. But then I think that like the way that she was bringing her singleness to light was in this very like beyond self-deprecating. I feel like just that joke you made, or the joke you referenced her always making about having been dumped or whatever, or like, doesn't she have something that's like the breakup pasta or something like that?
Yeah, it's like breakup steak.
Okay, yeah.
She has breakup steak, and then she has like these meatballs that were like,
this is what I'm thinking of.
The meatballs are the thing I had right before I got dumped or something.
Yeah.
Like I made the meatballs, and I think maybe the meatballs are what like.
Yeah, but there's kind of like a dark edge to the way that she's talking about her singleness sometimes.
Dark how?
Like I feel like even just like when she's like, oh, I got dumped, I don't know, I think it betrays like
she's pushing it into comedy or something.
Yeah, but it's I feel like I was always like kind of like, I found it a little bit abrasive because I was like, wait, but dude, you're awesome, you know what I mean? Like it seemed like she almost couldn't help herself but to be like, and by the way, I am actually single, or something like that.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like
that way.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because I feel like it's almost like because cooking is her art form, it's like almost a way to express herself. So it's like to make breakup steak is her like expressing her grief.
That's how she's like moving through it.
Like
this is the other thing. This feeds exactly into the other thing I wanted to bring up is like in the big New Yorker profile of her that came out maybe, I don't know, last fall or something. Yeah, she there's this kind of like sidebar where she's saying that she hates the word sensual. And I thought that was so, it just shocked me. It's not given like any weight in the article, but just like, oh wait, but you make food. You make beautiful food. What do you mean you don't like the word sensual? That's like the whole point of what you're doing and creating. But I think that there's like, I don't want to go so far as to say like a disembodiment or something, but there's like in her like sensuality can only happen like externally of herself. Like they're like kind of feeding into what I was saying about her guardedness or something. Like, just like a deeper lack of ease despite all the kind of like performed casualness, whatever about her vibe. Does this make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's talked about this before too, like she's like, I'm very insecure. And I think, you know, my theory is I think just like the brashness actually just comes from like a lot of insecurity, and you're just trying to like sort of like monster truck rally over that anxiety and insecurity, and you're like, no, I'm actually this really tough person.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like, I'm just gonna be like my drunk persona all the time.
Totally.
You know, which is like super confident, like but it's like kind of like it's so amped up because it's like trying to like override a perceived lack or something, or perceived insecurities of yourself. So
definitely,
that's kind of my take on that.
No, definitely. Yeah, I like I would say that she's like aggressive in her vibe.
Yeah, I think she definitely can be, and I think that's obviously gotten her into trouble. Yeah, but as we'll get to that.
Yeah,
but
no, she kind of sometimes gives me the vibe of like not to like a degree where that I'm actually like repelled by her energy, but like, you know, that type of person where it's like you can tell that they're always like anticipating being disrespected, and so they kind of are trying to like get in front of like, you know what I mean? They get puffed up, but it's like, dude, no one's like trying to check you or like.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess I just saw it as like she just wants to be a big peacock so that nobody can like puncture the peacock. You know what I mean?
But it didn't annoy you. Like you felt like you understood.
No. I mean, I have definitely been that, you know. I think that I understand from experience what that is like. I think
where it comes from.
Yeah, I definitely understand that energy.
Yeah.
I
I do too. I mean
from a younger place, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of just like, oh well, like I'm going to say a really loud, crazy joke or something, or I'm just going to like be in control of the situation, you know. Like I think that's one thing that is interesting to go back to what we were saying about like redoing the ceremony of it and the kind of like DIY aspect, and that like she's not like, she's breaking the mold of the like wife mother who like slaves and then serves or something, but she still is like, I think she is in control of her kitchen.
Yeah, no, I think she likes to be in charge.
Yeah,
I think she wants to be in charge. She wants to like be like, this is my domain.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's searching for an edge,
and I think she was peddling that too. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like that was part of what she was selling, is this like offering to step into that role, you know, and like it is a powerful role. I think like it's kind of like a social leader, like for sure
sort of situation. I mean, also
and just like gravitational pull, you know, like come to my house and let me like entertain.
True. I mean, that is like very kind of like I'm in charge position, because like you're at my house on my terms, and you're eating the food that I decided that we're gonna eat, and like it's all happening because of me. I don't know. I mean, I also think like a lot of that brashness is part of the like male kitchen culture too, where, you know, I think it's like whoever, like you win by being like the loudest guy and like making the biggest joke and like clowning on everyone and like, so it's like almost a competitive energy that I think she was in kitchens for a while, you know. I mean,
and it seems to come naturally to her. Like, I don't know. I think like she's like what we were saying at the beginning, like she does seem like natural performer, and also just like naturally like tough and like kind of like down, you know what I mean? So
like she's charismatic also. Like I think that's probably just innate. Just like I think she like has a lot of energy to do a lot of stuff.
Totally.
And like
and
she
very
wants
like
to live
jokey with people, you know, like what you said about like she'll rib you, you know, like I think it's cute.
No, I admire her. I mean, it goes without saying. I like she seems energetic. And like
for sure,
like wants to live a lot of life.
And
that's what I want. You know, I want to live it all.
Okay, well, I mean, we've kind of started talking about it, but I just want to hear how you first came to her and like what was like meaningful to you about her.
Yeah, I mean, I to set the scene, I had just graduated and I was like living.
So this was like 2018.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And I was living in an apartment and I was unemployed and I was like pitching things all the time. And I was like I submitted like 150 job applications or something within the period of like 8 months.
Like media jobs? Or?
Yeah, just like media jobs or like, just anything I could possibly try. Anyway, didn't get a single thing until like 8 months later. But anyways, I was just like
a high aimlessness.
Yeah, I was alone all the time.
And was this when you were at the apartment that were next to the barbecue place?
Yeah, I was next to 2 barbecue places, so it constantly smelled like barbecue smoke. It was horrifying. I literally I put duct tape on the windows just so
oh my God.
I could try and get out all of the smoke, but it didn't work.
Well, yeah, and then you have no fresh air.
No, I know.
So
my roommate was so mad at me. He was like, we were right next to the Italian men's club. So it was like all these old Italian guys would be like hanging out and like chopping it up in the parking lot. My parking lot was like 3 feet away. Like the guys would be just like right next to my head. Anyway,
it's like all of these things could be charming, but then it's like, no, but that can't be your actual life.
No. Yeah. I was having a bad old time. I was having a really bad old time. And so, yeah, like
you have just like that complete lack of structure and it's just like you wake up and it's just like, all right,
one more time.
Yeah.
I watched the entire King of the Hill, like all seasons of it in a row. And I played like that game. What's that word game where you have letters?
Scrabble?
It's like, I can't even remember. Anyways, but you would like get a set of like
bananagrams.
Yeah. It was basically like you get a set of letters and you have to make as many words as you can with those letters.
Okay.
I played like 100 levels of that or whatever. I was feeling bad. Okay. So anyway, feeling hopeless, feeling depressed. And then, yeah, like Alison Roman, I found out her through like Rachel Syme. Yeah, like she tweeted like about, oh my God, this is the best recipe ever, da da da.
Okay.
And then launching into her, you had a really good like, you had a good phrase where you're saying Alison Roman does like a lot of like world building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I think is really spot on because it's like I needed a world to I needed like a fantasy world to inhabit and like try and create for myself because I had. When you're depressed, you just have like no vision, essentially, you know?
Yeah, you really lose your imagination. Yeah. It's low ceiling. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need some way to like feel like there's a future that looks cool and I could do that. Mm-hmm. So
like
yeah.
I need a model. Yeah,
I need a model. And she was just like really pretty. She was older than me. She was like more successful than me. And it's like a creative job. It
was like personality front and center. You could like be a star and be doing your writing. Yeah.
And like I don't know. Stuff. She's chopping it up. Mm-hmm. I like to chop it up, whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean I think like obviously I know you, but like I can see why you're drawn to her just kind of like personality extrapolation wise, you know. Totally. And like you like her look, you know.
Like, I like her look.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
yeah, I mean, she was kind of like my introduction to like millennial Brooklyn, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like,
well, she grounded it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think she is just like the loudest example of it, especially at this time where it was just like, I think she was such a convenient catch-all if you're trying to like explain a vibe. It's like, oh, Alison Roman.
Yeah.
You know?
2018, early 2018, like probably like 2017, late 2017. I think that was just like,
right. It's very just, yeah, like lipstick at the farmer's market, houseplant kind of vibe.
Perfect. Yeah. Great visual. Anyway, yeah, so I just kind of like fell into this world. I went through her entire dining in cookbook.
Went through it.
I mean, I didn't do every single one, but I did like almost every single one.
You cooked basically. Yeah, I cooked Julia and Juliet.
Yeah, I Julia and Juliet her for sure. And it was hilarious, like because I had never been into cooking for myself at all.
Yeah, well,
you know, I would eat like frozen food from Trader Joe's or like pierogies, like. That was the only thing I knew, or like literally like soup from a tin can. Like that was how I fed myself. Or I would go to restaurants. But anyway,
one quick point on that. This was kind of what I was trying to talk about earlier when we were talking about like the molds she's breaking on kind of like 90s and 2000s kind of like single girl in New York eating, where there was some sort of kind of just like this word is so overused right now, but just like feral sex appeal around that kind of like eating, just pierogies and like Campbell's soup and then just like getting drunk and whatever, you know what I mean? Like there was some sort of like cachet attached to that. And then she's just being like, no, but actually we're not going to do that. We're actually going to just like elevate this all, make it more fun, more elegant. Like, you know what I mean? Like
like investing in this as a skill
and like one that to the other side of the spectrum isn't like drudgy and like stuffy and boring,
Yeah, I mean, it's a skill
like, it's not taking you out of public life to do this.
Totally. And it's a skill that you can always use for the rest of your life. Like it's like you can use it to feed other people, but you can use it to feed yourself. And I think she was the first person, whatever. I'm saying the first of everything. And I don't actually know.
If she's the first for you, she's the first.
I mean, like, I think she was like one of the first people to be marketed as somebody who's cooking for themselves and like maybe a party or whatever. But like originally, I think it was like, I'm cooking for myself. And like every other like huge food like icon I can think of is like married family or married or, it's that's always a part of the equation. Like, so I think, I don't know, in my cultural understanding, it just seemed like she was the first person that's like, what have you, like, sort of like aestheticizing cooking for yourself.
And not making it like sad grandma-y book in the bathtub,
Yeah, like, totally. Not like, well, when you're all alone all the time, you better figure this out. It was just like, I mean, the word empowering has been trod through the mud, but like, it is empowering. It is empowering, and it's like it also launched me into. I think I was like, I think it's time to be an adult and figure this out for myself, and that I just want to have that skill, like to make myself feel like capable and like not constantly like, I don't know. Maybe it's like self-reliance or something, or I don't know. It's also crafting, which I'm really into. I'm just like into a lot of different kinds of crafting, and so this kind of fit neatly into that vibe.
Did you enjoy? Because you had to learn to cook.
Yeah,
right?
I had to learn to cook.
So
you got to eat some of my early, my tacos.
I was the recipe tester, I was the taste tester.
You were a taste tester. One time I made this huge like. I don't even remember. It was like
the preserved lemon.
No, dude. Oh. I made this huge. No, we can talk about that too. That was also a boner. So I made this huge, like probably like 5 pounds of meat or something, like something psychotic. And it was like, make this for a party. But like, I just like didn't, I was like, I can't, there's no way I could feed this to enough people. And so I ate it myself. And I was like so overwhelmed with how much meat that I just ended up throwing a lot of it out because I ate it for like days and days and days.
Yeah,
and then I was like,
so much, what was it, like carnitas or something?
No, it was like this huge like rack of lamb or something.
Oh my God.
Like it was psycho. It was just psycho.
Did you go to the butcher?
Yeah, and it was so expensive, and I was like, it's because I was forcing myself to like learn. I was like, no, you gotta try everything. You gotta really try everything. You can't skip a single one.
You cannot skip any step. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, everything was really difficult that I wouldn't want to do. I like forced myself to do it just to be able to like learn. Anyway, I don't do that to myself now, but
at the time, you were needing structure.
Yeah,
so
I was like,
I'm gonna prove to myself that I don't cut corners. I actually eat a full rack of lamb.
Yeah, it's like I can learn how to do this, and it's not like it was a challenge for sure. And I was like, finish the challenge.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, and then Emma was referencing the time that I made this one like lemon zucchini pasta for her. There was an Alison Roman recipe, and she makes you keep on the lemon peels, and it like ruined the whole dish. It was so bitter.
It was pretty intense. And I feel like that's like okay, I'm not a cook literally at all, but like my understanding is that like cooking with lemons and preserved lemon is like tricky, like it's like it can go bad quick or something. Like
well, it wasn't preserved lemons, but it just got fucked up. Anyway, all to say, it's funny because on the recipe on her like Instagram profile, somebody commented like, hey, I made this and it was so bitter I couldn't eat it. Like, what happened? And Alison was just like, oh yeah, I think you just did it wrong.
Yeah.
And she's like, also I like bitter things, so like maybe you don't, but whatever. And I was like,
well, that's a perfect example of like it's so kind of like lighthearted and low stakes that it's not like actually she's being like bitchy or something, but she kind of won't back down.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's the
she's kind of
insecurity thing where
no,
it's
it's
like-
actually a you problem.
yeah, no, that's definitely like good insecurity example where it's
Yeah.
like I couldn't even possibly admit that maybe I did something wrong.
Yeah, she's like, it's a perfect recipe, or maybe you're just like have unevolved taste buds. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, that's just my thing, but whatever, do you. Like, if you hate it, that's on you.
Yeah.
Whatever. So funny.
Yeah. Do you feel like you got to like realize the kind of like the fantasy of the like, do you think that it like helped you on the ground?
Yeah, I know. I had this note in my phone that like food is fantasy, and I think like, yeah, it helped me. I mean, at this point, so that was like 3 years ago or so, 3 or 4 years ago. And I think, yeah, at this point, I'm like very happy I like did that. I also went through her second book, Nothing Fancy, which, when was that? When did that come out?
Maybe 2019. Yeah, I think 2019 it came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So came out 2019. I like went through that whole thing too. And now I can cook, and I feel like I have like recipes I'm confident in. But yeah, I think it helped me. I mean, now I go to like restaurants all the time. Like, I think it just opened up a huge, like, it commingled so many things of like fantasy, creativity, imagination, like friends, connection, like crafting, building, like, yeah, sensuality, embodiment,
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's yeah. I mean, you always host little dinner parties for us, and just like, yeah, make like, I don't know. It's not like I don't kind of have like hosting nature in me, so I don't feel like it wouldn't like operate the same way for me. But like that, I think just to kind of like give things. Well, it's funny because we were talking about like kind of anti-ceremony, but to give things an element of like ceremony or just kind of like import or just like intention. It sounds like so simplistic, but just like a way to show care that like elevates the experience.
Yeah, totally. It's like shared pleasure, and like, yeah, it is like, I care about you and I want to like share this experience with you, and like, yeah. Definitely is.
I'm curious if you have any ideas about just like the like how like sensitive food and food sharing is, you know? Like, I feel like just people have so many, like, we all have so many hang-ups around like eating food, like public food. I don't know, like, is there anything about like food as just kind of like a vulnerable like medium to like participate in or share, or maybe there's nothing to say? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, well, like, obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, I think, are you talking about just like being a woman and like,
maybe, or I guess just like actually that like like there's an idea that it's like met with zero resistance and just like love and abundance and, as you said, shared pleasure, but it's like, I don't know, on the ground it doesn't always like function that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's finickiness that like doesn't like I guess just like the fantasy that like Alison Roman is like peddling, which is a very beautiful one, is like, in my experience, seems like harder to realize than like, you know what I mean? I think like I actually have like very few experiences where someone is like steering the ship, bringing all this food together and people, and like everyone is just like submitting to that experience. Do you know what I mean?
what's a time where you feel like people were not into the experience?
Oh my gosh. Or not even like not into the experience, like not happy to be here, but I feel like there's that there's all these dynamics, like anytime we're at like at someone's house for something, or like even just like, I don't know, like when you like bring a cake out for people's birthdays, you know, or something, and then it's just kind of like, oh, well, not like, actually like none for me or something. Like, I don't know. I just like, I'm not so interested in the like, just like obvious dynamic of just like, okay, women, food, bodies. Like, basically, like, do you feel like you get the payoff when you step into the role?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't care if it doesn't really get eaten. I mean, you know, I just kind of like, I'm gonna eat it, you know. I mean, like, I usually want to make sure it gets like finished, just because like I don't want to like carry it home again. I just sort of want to like clean it out and bring home the dish or whatever.
Don't make me like take my own leftovers back.
Yeah. Like, so I kind of just like, I don't like a lot of leftovers in general, like with like desserts and stuff. I'm just like, okay, I don't want to like package this again. But no, I think I'm just like,
okay, yeah, maybe there's
good to
nothing
grow.
to even say. Yeah, I mean, I think that like that is like betrays a like confidence in yourself too. I don't know. I think like I'm projecting myself into this experience, or like I don't know if there's other ways that I like try to design a group experience, and then it's just like not everyone is like it's met with more resistance than I expect or something, and then it's like, oh shoot, like I failed on the like experience or something.
Oh no, yeah. I think it's like food is to me is like it's low stakes. Like
okay,
I don't put a lot of weirdly, yeah. Like even though food is a big part of my life, I don't think I have like I really don't have a lot of identity stuff tied up with like if a recipe is bad, I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to make that again. Or like sometimes things really don't like sometimes I make something, it just like really totally fails. And like, I don't know what went wrong, but like I tried to make like a chocolate tart for a party and like the crust just like completely failed. And so did the caramel, but the chocolate was fine. Anyway, I brought it to the party and I was like, this is such a mess. But I just kind of thought it was funny. I don't know. I was just like, LOL. I don't know.
Well, that's I mean, that's a good attitude.
Yeah.
And isn't baking like famously harder than cooking?
Yeah.
It's like
I guess
chemistry. Or
I don't identify because like I'm not making the recipe, or like as in I didn't create the recipe.
Right. It's
so
not
I'm
like
like,
vulnerable.
this is
Like you're
just
putting your like creation out. You're just like, oh, I'm following a template, and like it kind of whatever.
Yeah, something didn't work out.
That's on her. The preserved lemon is on her. Yeah.
Or like I feel like it's like it's a very ephemeral object, and I like that. I like that it's ephemeral and like only exists for a little bit.
But it's like real.
Yeah, and it's real.
Like it's like material.
It's material and it exists for a tiny amount of time, and then it just like it's like those like rock sculptures that the people make, and then they just like tide like washes them away. You're just like,
wow. That's very zen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there more you wanted to say about just like you? Like what she represented to you, or what?
Yeah, I think she just to me she just definitely represented like a life full of like friends and pleasure and like excitement and like joy, and I think that's what I wanted for myself, and I think I have that now. So you got me there. You got me there, AR, for sure.
Oh yeah. But very few degrees of
separation, and especially when she like let me come to her house to interview her, I was just like, oh wow, yeah, it was very interesting.
What? Wait, tell me about.
That. It was an interesting experience. It was like,
because were you technically like reviewing or what was the
no?
occasion
I was just interviewing her. I don't even know. Like maybe her book had come out recently or something. I think she loves doing like social media spots, she loves to do media spots. So one for some reason distinctly I remember she has like extremely like piercingly blue eyes that like you can't really tell from the videos, but like they're really shocking. They're like, whoa, like icy. I was like, this is and also she wasn't really like doing her persona with me, which I like is just kind of like the classic parasocial thing of like you think that they're your friend and that they're not performing, and you're like, oh, that is like a performance persona.
Right. Like I'm just seeing you on stage in character,
right?
And that's not like,
or like maybe she is like that with her friends, but like she's not going to be like that with like a 23-year-old journalist or whatever, So okay, I was like 25, whatever. But anyway, so
what did you want to like ask her about? I mean, we'll link the interview so you guys can read it, but like,
I think I just was like really into her like character in the culture, or like social spot in the culture, especially because I didn't really see a lot of people like, or I didn't think there was a lot of role models for like women loving food.
Totally.
And I was like, thank you for doing that, like, you know what I mean? Because I think there's so much, obviously there's so many role models for like restricting and like,
or just overthinking.
Overthinking, or like dieting, or like and like constantly like optimizing or whatever. I just really like that she's like just never did any of that. And she's like, I don't know, just living her life. And like, she's totally beautiful and just like isn't focused on that. I was like, it's always like awkward to ask or like ask questions about that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think she got what I was putting down.
Yeah. Cause you ask her about it, like kind of, you're like, oh, what's your like relationship to diet culture or something, right?
Well, I didn't say that. I think it was just hard to ask because it's like such a weird question. But also she put out like little like sliced melon with like salt on it for me.
For you. Oh,
it was so cute.
Oh, that's actually really, you guys had a little snack.
Yeah,
together.
It was so sweet of her.
In the interview, I don't know, I've mentioned this to you a million times, but I was so struck by like I think that was the first time it didn't really seem like fully intact to me, that like proclaimed lack of shame, you know, because she does that little like dig at like Gwyneth or whatever, and I'm like, okay, like it seems like reactionary in a like anger and like self-conscious motivated way.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
that
was
like actually like fucked Gwyneth Paltrow. It's like, wait, what? You know?
Yeah, I think that was the insecurity coming up again,
of course,
which always comes out in some
one way
or
another, by hell or high water.
Yeah, which like, because the thing is, you actually like Gwyneth is cool. Like, she actually is like a very like chill and funny person. So you're like, I don't know,
and she seems like a sweetheart. You know? There's not like,
she's funny. Yeah. Like, she thinks she's like like if you read like interviews with her, like see her in video, she's very chill.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, she's not the like uppity obsessive person you like want her to be or something.
Totally.
Anyways, wait. Okay. Yeah. Should we?
Yeah. Let's dive in.
Move on in the. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So take us there. So then what happened?
So
wait, one more thing before this, just to like get the narrative arc dialed in. So she was obviously like wildly popular, you know, like extremely the highest profile food media person in the world. Yeah,
she definitely like was the zeitgeist.
Yeah. And then, and you feel like she was just like kind of universally beloved, or like, I don't know. I feel like people were kind of getting eye rolly. I don't know if that's like actually because they had a problem with her character or her, or it's just like a classic, like she was so dominant that people are like, okay, yeah, I don't need to hear more about Alison Roman.
I don't know when people were doing eye rolly stuff. I don't think I saw anything eye rolly until like May 2020, but
true believer. You're like,
I didn't see anything until the end. No, like, okay, so her second book came out, Nothing Fancy, 2019.
Yeah.
And so then by May 2020, this is like, we've been a few months into the pandemic. People called her like the prom queen of the pandemic because everyone was cooking and like learning to cook, and she just became kind of like the disciple for home cooks, and she was getting like a million social media spots and like going on doing all of these like just like people, she was in the mix. And
she had this like vault of content that she had created that now is just like perfectly relevant to the moment when we're home.
Yeah, definitely. It was, people are making her shallot pasta, like that would, and it's, we'll come back to the shallot pasta. But yeah, so then she did this interview with a magazine that was like, I can't remember.
I think it was called The New Consumer.
The New Consumer, yeah.
And then she famously says, "What the fuck is the new consumer?"
Ha 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 ha.
It's like, yikes, like, hold your breath.
Yeah. She's like, here we go, baby. So she did The New Consumer interview, and she basically, like, the big part of the interview was that she was like trying to say like, okay, you know, Chrissy Teigen and Marie Kondo are like sellouts. Like, Chrissy Teigen has a brand with Target, and Marie Kondo, who's like, you know, ostensibly like minimalist figure, who had her show based on her book. What's the book called again?
Oh my God. All I can think of is like Spark Joy, but that's not what it's called. Tidying Up.
The magic of tidying up.
Something like this. It's like the thrill of tidying something crazy. The life-changing magic of tidying up.
Okay. With the life-changing magic of tidying up, her book, she had the show, and then she was selling items for organization, and Alison Roman was like, this is a sellout. Chrissy Teigen's a sellout. You know, I'm not.
Like branded Target line or something.
Yes. Chrissy Teigen is like, has a cookbook empire herself. But anyway, so she was posing herself as kind of like anti-capitalist, like once again, the sort of DIY persona that she was trying to carry over into this new phase of her life, even though she had just become basically too popular for that to really be true anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm still roughing it. I don't have an assistant. Blah, 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 blah. And then, like, she also, like, she has, like, a social media assistant. Anyway.
Yeah. So she was just kind of, like, clumsily.
Yeah. I guess I feel like for me, the tension was, like, she was trying to hold on to this previous identity because she was, like, afraid to be launching into this new, like, she probably, I mean, it's lonely to be like basically like a new echelon by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I think
maybe it's just like not cool or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's
it just
not
feels
cool,
like lame.
and you know,
it's just like, ugh,
like yeah, I think also in Brooklyn, you know, it's like it's very popular. It, you know, there's definitely like an energy of like having a lot of money is like not cool and like like so whatever. Anyway, I think she was like desperately sort of trying to hold on to this like previous persona, so she didn't have to be in the like uncool rich woman persona, which she's like, I don't want to do that. That's not me. Yeah. Anyway, and so, but anyway, okay. So sort of like the backlash that happened, actually the first backlash that happened was Lauren Euler.
Oh my God, again.
Yeah, she's always back.
She's
always around.
Talking some shit.
She loves to talk some shit. So she actually was the first person that was like, or like the first thing that I saw about the article was actually Lauren Euler saying like, oh, this is so hypocritical. Like, you know, she's being really evasive about her money, which I think she actually was right about. But yeah, she was basically kind of like, you know, Alison, this is like disingenuous to say you don't have a lot of money when it's like clear that she was at that point signed on to do a TV show and but you know, whatever. So it was just kind of like, no dude, no. And then, which is, you know, she can make that point if she wants to. And then so there's kind of some flurry about that and like media Twitter. Anyway, so Alison Roman tweeted this thing out that was like, oh, I wish I had someone here to hold my hand like during baby's first backlash or whatever, which is like a completely appropriate thing to say. Like, it was like very like everything was like,
it was
okay,
like in a lighthearted spirit.
Yeah, lighthearted, like
all right, I'm getting dragged.
Yeah, I'm getting dragged. LOL. Like everything was normal. And then a huge second wave backlash happened, which was people perceived her comments to be anti-Asian because Chrissy Teigen and Marie Kondo are both Asian. And so, yeah.
But do you like remember the night that this was happening? Like, this was also like proper lockdown. So I remember I was like on desktop Twitter and I'm just like watching it like, I'm just like, oh my God, like Alison Roman is getting ripped to shreds before my eyes. Like, I feel like it was like a Friday night or something. And I was just alone in my apartment. I'm like, wait, do my eyes deceive me? Like, this is crazy.
It was like a house getting burned down.
100%. Yeah.
And you're just sort of watching it go down.
Yeah, you're just like, there it is.
There it is. And so what's interesting also is that people repurposed the tweet that she had said about the baby's first backlash as like a part of the second backlash. And even in the New Yorker profile. So this is a bit of forgotten history. In the New Yorker profile, they also were like, quoted her tweet of like baby's first backlash as in response to the second like racism backlash. And that fact checkers, you done fucked up, because that is actually not true. It was not for that. So everyone
like, check the timing,
check the timestamps, honey.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is my Alison Roman truther moment.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
At work.
Yeah. This is my truther moment. Anyway, and so after that, her New York Times, and she put out some apologies on Twitter, but her New York Times column was suspended. And I don't even know how quickly after, like probably like a few weeks after, because she didn't.
I feel like it all happened really
quickly.
And it was like extremely, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was, it would probably be like mind-bending as like a existential experience to be like, I was like the literally most favorite person. Like, you're put on a pedestal so fucking high that you just like, it's probably like extremely shocking to be like, I am not on the pedestal and I'm on the bottom of the ground.
Totally. And she got so like apologetic and kind of like, like soft, like so quickly, which is not like bad, but it was just really interesting to see this like extremely, we keep saying like gruff, kind of like aggressive persona so quickly be like, oh my God, I'm so in the wrong, and like, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way, but there are certainly a lot of people who like will, get like attacked for something, and then they're just like, well, yeah, I said that. Okay. You know what I mean? They like, and so I think that like people really pounce on vulnerability when someone responds to like criticism by being like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What can I do? What can I learn? Blah, blah, blah. And then that like opens the floodgates for people to just be like, oh yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've got a weak one. And so I feel like there was a lot of, my impression of it was that people like really took the opportunity to like pounce on the kind of like vulnerability and like like softness that was like never something we had seen from her before.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it was clear that it wasn't going to go her way.
Yeah.
So, you know, take with a grain of salt. But yeah, I mean,
she had such a mass audience that it was like, yeah, she couldn't have like strong armed through that because she was now like answering to such a wide like swath of people. You know, like she doesn't have like an ideology that she's like showcasing that she can just be like, okay, yeah, we'll like hop on board or not. You know, she's just like, she's hoping to like never have to like answer to anything about like values or politics. You know, like in that New Yorker profile, she like said something about like oh, I had thought that I could just kind of like just be like, I'm just me in the kitchen forever, you know what I mean? And then like all of these things were kind of like foisted upon her, and I feel like she was kind of ill-equipped to like I don't know, like articulate herself in a way that was going to be like palatable for people or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. I mean, yeah. So after the column went away, so Marie Kondo said this about the column going away. She said, I think it's completely natural for everyone to have different opinions. I'm someone that really considers discussion among people with different opinions to be very important, because it's only through such discussions and through the process of tidying that we discover what's important to us individually, which is very on brand of her. Yeah. No, but I mean, yeah. So that was interesting. And then Chrissy Teigen said, you know, I'm not happy with the NYT leave. It just sucks in every way. And she had a few articles, like interviews of her, I think, basically being like, this isn't what I want. And basically both of them, I think, were like, we didn't want this. Anyway, so then that was her big, she went dark for a while. Yeah. And then, she came back kind of like tentatively doing these, her home movie. So it was like basically producing the show, the New York Times like cooking videos that she did, but just like from her own production team. Yeah. And it was the same kitchen. Home movies, right? Yeah. Home movies. It's the same, it's her kitchen still. And like, you know, so that was like in the fall, I would say, or something. And so what was that, fall 2020 maybe 2021? I don't know. Here, I'll look it up. But we'll see her. What's her first home movie video?
Yeah. Oh, I think it was like early 2021. You're like, I guess she announced January 26th that she would launch home movies. So I guess in short order after that.
Okay.
I mean, this is like the randomest website. It's called nofilterpub.com. But I'm going to take it as fact. Anyways, okay.
Yeah. So that was, I think, basically ever since then. And then so she also launched a Substack, right, which eventually there's like a paying subscription. But I think she does like a free recipe. It was every week for a while, and I think it became every other week. But yeah, basically ever since then she's like slowly gotten back in her groove, and basically like,
well, don't you feel like she came back to like a bunch of adoring fans?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think people were hesitant like to really, I think it used to be like like I saw some tweet that was like, when is Biden gonna pardon Alison Roman? You know, so I think there was kind of like a sort of hesitancy about like, oh, can we post about like cooking her recipes, you know, and like, can we do whatever, which is stupid, obviously. But anyway, ever since then, it's just kind of like been like a completely different. Basically, she's making like probably like a million times or like an insane amount more money now.
Oh, than she ever was as a full-time columnist.
And then as a, you know, columnist at the New York Times. So like her subscriptions are in the 5 figures, says New Yorker profile. And And I was doing some math and I was like, okay, if the year subscription is $50 and it's like she's minimum making, like absolute minimum, she's making like $500,000 a year. And that's just on the Substack. Yeah. So I don't know what Glenn Greenwald's making on fucking Substack, but like, yeah, it's nuts. It's just completely nuts. So she like got a new apartment. She bought a house upstate in that
her life is good. Her life is really good now.
Yeah. So she just like, it was weirdly like she's really kind of like made her own lane again.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, still doing the videos. Bought the house upstate that it like used to be a restaurant called Table on 10. It's in this little town called Bloomville in the Catskills.
Can like anybody go, or is it
yeah, like she doesn't start
it's like,
so there's like a living place on top of it, and then below it there's a restaurant. She hasn't started it up yet, but I think that's like one of her big, like right now her big projects are like insane. It's like she has that house / restaurant she's fixing up, and then she's like publishing her dessert cookbook soon. She's also,
do you know what it's called? No. Okay.
Yeah. And then she's also like creating a TV show, and it was going to be with CNN Plus, but then that went down the drain like within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But she said that they're going to publish it on another platform somewhere. So she her cooking show, and she's still doing the home movies, still doing the newsletter. So she's just kind of like, full.
She's like on fire again.
Yeah, totally. And she's traveling all the time. I see all these Instagram stories of her like all around Europe and California, Austin, like.
And she does seem back to her like, well, I want to talk about whether or not, or like in what ways you think her like vibe or tone have like evolved at all.
Yeah, she's definitely come into her own in a new way. Like, I don't think she's definitely not the New York Times persona anymore, but
yeah, what would you think is like,
I think
different?
she's a bit like goofier in a good way. I think in a more relaxed way. Like, I think she's a little bit like kind of like sort of like goofy and a little doesn't care, and like whereas I think I think she's like dorkier now, which is like actually a sign that she's kind of just like more relaxed with herself and like, you know,
the like pre-scandal Alison always kind of had that like, I'm gonna push your buttons kind of energy to her, and it doesn't seem like she's like provoking as much anymore, you know. Like,
yeah, or like I think maybe she was like trying to carve out an identity, and that can be clumsy because you're trying to like elbow when you're picking an identity, you're actually just like deleting other things. So
totally.
Like to cut other things out, I think she's like, well, I'm not this.
Yeah, just, you know, defined by negation.
Yeah, by negation. I'm not this. I'm not this. I'm not this. And then it's kind of like, it's clear that she doesn't feel like she has to do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she's so dominant. She doesn't need to have like like a sharp edge type.
I mean,
to
also,
her.
I mean, like having $500K a year probably like makes your life like, you know, like a lot more relaxed. And also like, I don't know, she's also in love right now.
Oh yeah, did you even mention that she like has a boyfriend? Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know.
So her new boyfriend, she met on Raya during the pandemic, which is also funny because like during her Thanksgiving episode in 2021, she's like talks about like how she's like, oh, I'm just alone all the time, and like I feel so lonely all the time, and it was like kind of a weird. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, like da da da. But then she like has this like when she said that, she like fully had this like boyfriend she was in love with, and I mean, not that you can't be lonely with a boyfriend, obviously, but you know, it was just interesting. You know, I think she is relaxed because she seems like a lot more comfortable with herself, and just like I think she probably has everything she needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have enough money, you have like good friends, good food, good people, good boyfriend, like. What else does a woman need?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was interested in, because, you know, that's what I was interested in asking you, because we were talking about like her kind of like her singleness and her performance of her singleness being such a like big part of her identity early on. And like, I don't know, it doesn't surprise me that she would kind of like, I don't know if it's quite self-deprecation or kind of like what you just mentioned of her saying like, oh, I'm so lonely or whatever, like that there's a, like, it's like tricky if she's like defined herself as this one thing for so long to be like, oh, okay, well now I like, that's no longer like true or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that she didn't cop to it until like even the New Yorker profile came out, and I was like, oh my, she has a boyfriend. Like, I literally, it shocked me.
And it's like boyfriend of 9 months or something.
Yeah, literally. And I was like,
she's just been carrying on as the same like single girl.
Yeah. And she has recently started talking about it.
And she'll post pictures of him now.
Yeah. I would say in the past few months, she's started talking about it, and, you know, putting him in her newsletter, and like, posting a ton of stuff on Instagram and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think, for a while it was like, I mean, maybe you don't want to jinx it or something, but I mean,
keep it private.
Let's just say I think she's moved her brand into whatever she's doing right now, kind of thing, which maybe isn't something you consciously do, but
no, yeah. But I don't know, like, if do you feel like she is that markedly different, other than like the just like chilled outness? But like, do you think that like the world and the dream that she's like selling now is that much different than? Like,
no, yeah. I mean, I think it's still like boyfriend versus like husband, which I think is a distinction. Like, you're still like a Carrie, you know, like having a boyfriend.
She's like not like, a homemaker.
Yeah. Like, it's still like, oh, it's flirty and we go to Paris and like, you know, like, it's not like, it still isn't that type of domestic, which I think, so she's still pulling it off, I think, whatever she's doing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just a few little notes about her boyfriend.
Wait, what's his name?
Michael Rudoy.
Okay.
He is the CEO and co-founder of a financial services company for everyday renters. That's a quote from his LinkedIn. They met on Raya during quarantine. He is 37 and 6'7", 6 feet 7 inches tall, from Chicago. He played basketball at Princeton. He's a handsome guy.
Yeah, he is a handsome guy.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, good for her. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to say is like,
and don't you feel like both of their looks is just like, it's still out of like 2017? They were like old enough pre-pandemic that like they didn't have to like keep updating, and now it's just like slightly more refined version of what they were probably already, you know what I mean? Like, he just is still kind of like Warby Parker glasses kind of vibe or something. It's like, you can just get off at that station, and honestly, fine.
He's also, they're similar in terms of like, they're slightly unstylish, like just a little bit, just like slightly askew. I mean, I would also say like, so in terms of like where she stands now, like, one interesting thing I noticed is that, on her Substack, she posted an article called Pantry Pasta, and Pantry Pasta comes out the very next week.
Wait, this is recently? Sorry.
Yeah, this is about 2 months ago.
Okay.
So very next week after that, New York Times posted Midnight Pasta, and it was like a video, it was like, I saw a video of like Melissa Clark doing it, and I was like, oh, interesting. I have to think that that's extremely correlated. And then a few weeks after that, Bon Appetit reposted an old recipe that was called Pantry Pasta. Anyway, all to say, people are still like circling.
You got your magnifying glass out. You're like, all right, something's fishy.
All I'm trying to say is like, she is still very much like a leader in the space.
Oh,
and they're
100%.
like, even though NYT fired her, they're still following her tail, essentially.
No, yeah. She's just like doing whatever she's doing, and everyone is like still orienting themselves around or to her, for sure. Well, that's what I was going to say is like, she is still like the strongest voice. Like, we don't have another like appealing character that would like.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's definitely some cool, like there's definitely some cool personas that I follow. Like, I really like Yewande Komolafe. I don't know how to say her last name, but she works at New York Times. Okay. And she's like a prominent new character for them. Yeah. And I really like her, but yeah, like, I think in general, like, there's nobody like blowing up the way that she did.
Well, and she was like uniting all of these different things. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just like the silo of food. Like, I think I was saying this to you the other day, like, we have yet to see someone, even if there are like compelling characters in this one vertical, like, that don't have like the wingspan of Alison Roman.
And I would say like, it was a really like, it burned really bright. She burned really, really bright, going on the Stargirl metaphor, you know, like it was a really bright burn. And then I don't think it has there's not the same like energy around her anymore, even though she's definitely back at it and doing her vibe. Like, I think just like the real true excitement around her and like the like outpouring of love and like, I don't know,
like the idolatry.
The idolatry of her for sure. Like, I don't think that we'll ever probably get back to that, just because it was like,
it's too diffuse now.
Like it's too diffuse, and like maybe it doesn't have to be that, you know, but I do think that's sort of a chapter that's over, and maybe that's how it always is, you know.
Like she's just kind of like coasting. She has this like good, reliable, intact product that she can like keep, you know, and she has like capital to like do other things like her restaurant or whatever, or the TV show, if that, or I don't know what's happening with that, but like, yeah, I don't think that there's going to be another like crest kind of, or whatever. Yeah, I
mean, also maybe this is kind of just like the sophomore slump, like, you know, energy or something, where it's like, you know, like nothing is as good as your first time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just like reign forever on the, you know, like it's,
it ebbs and flows. Maybe she'll come back, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm still into her. Like I want to consume all her content. I'm still a fan. But yeah, I don't think she like is in my consciousness as much either anymore.
Yeah, she's not like fixate on a bowl or whatever.
Yeah, I think because, I mean, she is like also just like very settled.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, don't you feel like it's kind of similar to Gia? Like it's kind of similar arc where it's like, I don't know if the like obsession is there, but there has yet to be like a successor, you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the sort of Stargirl like ontology of just like, you know, they burn really bright and you want to see it, and you're so stoked that you only get to see it for that amount of time, and then it just like.
That's a good way to think about it, because I think that there's a lot of like, because these people are also so often so like polarizing or like offensive or in some way to people, like I think people get excited to watch them fall, obviously, and then like get kind of like titillated to see them like plateau thereafter, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, you couldn't be forever, and it's like, no, that's part actually of the magic of it, is this moment in time that rallies people, that like, you know, like that becomes a stand-in for that moment in time. You know what I mean? Like when you say Alison Roman, you know the world you're getting launched into, and like not everybody has that ability to like define a milieu, I guess. Yeah, it's like a fervor. It's like a sort of like lightning strike. Yeah,
and then it's wisping out the wind.
And it's gone.
You know?
Yeah. Stargirl, the ultimate ephemeral media.
yeah, definitely. Anyhow, well, I think
Is there anything else?
I think that seems like.
Is there anything you want to say to her?
I love you. Yeah, I literally just made a recipe from her first cookbook yesterday. So it was the lentils with like chili, olive oil, fried egg, and
yum.
It's really good. I'm not even selling it, but she actually doesn't have a picture of it because it's like a very ugly recipe, but it's so delicious. It's so good.
Wait, I think you've actually made this for me before.
I did make it for you at the Cape.
Yeah. Delicious. If you were gonna make if you were gonna like recommend like 3 things of hers, what would you recommend?
Her top 3 recipes? Oof. What I make all the time is actually from nothing.
Oh, you make this stuff all like, it's now like in your arsenal?
It's in my repertoire. Yeah. What I make all the time is the it's like technically like a side dish, but it's in nothing fancy. It's like chickpeas with red pepper flakes and like feta, and you're just like frying the chickpeas in olive oil, and there's like,
I think you've made this for me too.
I've also made that for you. Yeah.
And
you have it with an egg. Anyway, so that's definitely one of my top ones. She's made so much good stuff. She had this cake that was like brown butter cake with brown butter icing, or I'm pretty sure it's brown butter icing. Maybe it's not. It's just icing. Anyway, that's delicious. That's in the first book as well.
I'm trying to even just think of her most famous stuff. Like I feel like those chocolate chip cookies with the like flaky really salt. Good. That was like a huge.
That's a big win.
Moment. Yeah. This just happened, but her like tuna salad.
Oh, I love the tuna salad. I'm a huge tuna salad fan. I really like. She has this like salmon it's like salmon, soy sauce, and orange juice, and there's like a marinade. It's delish. It's really, really good. The pasta salad, that was from her newsletter. That's incredible. maybe we'll leave it at that. But you know,
Yeah, just a taste of
the cookies are also great.
Yeah, okay, we can leave it at that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Callie, for coming on.
Yeah.
So much insight and apt psychological analysis.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is
You're
the only way I want to
anytime.
spend a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, perfect. And the
Yeah.
sun's coming out. Okay, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. And I'll leave some info about Callie where you can find her.
My SoundCloud.
Yeah, on in the description box below. Okay, thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye. Okay, so actually not goodbye. But isn't Callie the best? It was so nice to have her on, and we have such different tastes, I guess, but just it's fun to watch someone explain why some phenomenon is so meaningful to them when like it wasn't really it was never really personally relevant to you. So yeah, very cool. And thank you again to her for coming on. And yeah, excited for many more guests, friends, real life star girls to come on and give us a piece of their mind. But anyways, Callie, and not dissimilarly to Alison Roman, I think that they could both be really, really good bartenders at like a beach bar. It's so vague, but just like a pub or something on the water where I'm picturing like close to like a Navy dock, you know, kind of a Fleet Week vibe. And this is also tying into the fact that we just saw Top Gun, where Jennifer Connelly really plays this kind of character. But yeah, I'm seeing Callie in a chambray with her sleeves rolled up,